Look, and that puzzle format is highly recognizable, right? Like, even if, I always think of the mum test. Like, if I gave that to my mum, would my mum understand what it is and what to do? And, it's highly recognizable. Everyone understands what a puzzle is, like puzzle pieces, putting them in line. So I think it's just smart testing by widening the scope a little bit rather than going for your domestic and your first kind of cohorts.
It's 4 a.m. and we're rolling the dice. Matej drops knowledge made of golden eyes. Felix with ads making those coins rise. Jack up designs, worlds chasing the sky. We're the 2.5 gamers, the midnight crew. Talking UA adverts and game design too. Matej, Felix, Shaka bringing the insight. We're rocking those vibes till the early daylight. Matej, UA, master eyes on the prize. Tracking data through the cyberspace skies. Felix stacks dollars like a wizard in disguise. Jack up's crafter realms lift us to the highs. 2.5 gamers talking smack. Slow hockey stick, got your back. Ads are beautiful, they light the way. Click it fast, don't delay.
Okay, real talk before we start. This episode is brought to you by Potensis. And if you're a mobile game publisher tired of leaving money on the table, listen up. Potensis is a premium ad network built by people who have actually been on both sides of this industry. Game publishers, agencies, successful exits. So they get it. Here's the thing. Potensis has direct deals with Amazon, Apple, Coca-Cola, Vodafone. It's not programmatic. It's direct. Those budgets land in your game at premium CPMs, no middleman tax. And they handle everything with their in-house team in terms of the creatives. Plus, they've partnered with Playable Maker, wing wing. So they will take brands' YouTube videos or static images and actually turn it into playable ad or revert video. Proper interactive format built for gaming inventory. Brands getting a gaming native creative, publishers are getting a higher CPMs. Everyone wins. Head to potensis.com to get started or check their creative portfolio in the link in the show notes. Thank you very much, Potensis, for sponsoring this episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Playable Trends episode. My name is Matej Lančarič.
My name is Ondrej Monsberger.
Yeah. Just
And I'm
fucking
John
hell.
Wright.
And we are your hosts. Okay.
Oh, do you know what? I was looking at Ondrej, thinking he better
Yeah,
do
like-
it first. He better know
Nobody
he's.
told us the order again, so yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's fine.
We
So
just
next
made
time.
it. This
Yeah,
is
we
the
made
final
it.
order.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll make it happen next time because we are gonna do this for a while for sure because playables are very important. And apparently, last time when we talked about this, I posted one thing on LinkedIn which I think brought up some heated conversations under LinkedIn because the never-ending creatives or never-ending playables, we call them. Oh boy, people were just really pissed about them because they are misleading, they take a long time, there are no skippable elements, and it's aggressive and whatnot. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's not really that easy to exit the playable, not even playable, but I mean, any ad unit on Applavin or Irons as well, or Unity or whatever. But do we care too much?
From my perspective, if the user, like the player, wants to play the playable, who are we to kind of stop them, Matej? Like if they, like, the other day I actually timed myself. There was a playable that I got when I was playing a game, and I played the playable for 9 minutes, right? And then I downloaded the game, and now I'm playing the game. So I think obviously you should be able to allow people to skip them as soon as possible, depending on like the structure of the campaign and how it's been set up. But if a user so chooses to spend 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, playing that, then that's their choice at the end of the day.
Yeah, because it's not, sorry, Ondrej, it's not interstitial in your face, which you can skip anyway after 10, 15 seconds.
Actually, because something very similar happened to me last week when I was I think I was playing something as well, and it was Magic Sword if I'm not mistaken. And we talked about this, John, if you remember last time, that you have one playable and then you can create 10, 20 variations. One will be 10 seconds long, then will be 30 seconds, then you will let the user finish it, and so on and so on. So basically it's still the same playable, just different times when the App Store comes up. And the Magic Sword, I mean, we'll probably showing that I can probably find it, like there was a lot of these colorful, the bottles that you need to sort out. I was almost in the end. Like I was missing like 2 bottles, and then the app store opened, and I couldn't finish the playable actually that I was doing for like I was doing that level for like 5 minutes, and I was so pissed that I was like, no, I will not install it actually because I was so close to finish it. And I knew what was happening. I know that, okay, there's probably same ad somewhere else that it would actually let me finish. But in this case, it was like the contrary. I didn't mind that it was so long. It was completely fine. I was more angry that I was not able to finish it than the length of it. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was Cell Survivor. It's like one of these scrolling shooting games with like the dragon coming down.
Geez, man.
But yeah, I was playing it for 10 minutes because I wanted to beat that dragon. And guess what? Unlike Ondrej, I did beat that dragon. And then I downloaded the game and now I'm playing the game.
I mean, we already talked about that game on the podcast.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Good. It is. Hard as fuck, but it's good. Anyway, so for, because it's a very popular topic, and even for me, the long form creatives, and we discussed different kinds of playables. Short, long, whatnot. So we're going to talk about long ones again because that's the name of the game. That is the name of the game.
Again, just a quick intro how we are doing this article on Matej's newsletter. We just open Sensor Tower, filter everything down to playables, new creatives only, last month, etc. So funny enough, last time we said that there's no always Clash Royale or Kings or something. This week this month there are actually. So it really every month is something different, and there's always something to show. But one thing that was striking the most, and I think I can start sharing, and I will be just playing them randomly, and we can talk about those screen. Yeah. So that was actually what was exactly happening. Like there was so many long playables in top, let's say, new creatives on all platforms, all countries.
Nice.
I think this was actually the one that I was not able to finish. Like these kind of things, like you already see just colors and the numbers and everything. Like this will be pretty long one, unless you will not, put the CTA somewhere sooner, or basically the redirect to the App Store and stuff like that. So things like that was exactly like what we talked a couple of seconds ago. Like that's exactly what was happening here. If you just, I will do now this, you can see how many
so many magic
there are.
I was going to say, do you know what? I see this playable everywhere, but there's one where there's like the tubes in the middle and either the side. Like there's lots of variations of it. So
exactly, a lot of layout variations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And exactly this, like, okay, probably will not be able to open all of them, but it happens like you will find 3-5 variations of the same. A couple of those will be opening right after a couple of clicks. Couple of them will be going to the full, let's say, level, finishing stuff and so on and so forth. So I really like that approach. I think it's the one that, when people ask you, like, how can I create more playables? Like when you already have one, you can already have tens of them without any, doing much thinking. And you just measure if you will have pissed users as me, or if you will have users that will be happy that, they can do that, right? So that was a very good example. I'm not sure if it was frustrating example or not, was this BitLife one, when I was literally scratching my head if I'm the not intelligent one or not, but it was really like, find the shoes. You can click on everything, just not the shoes. And I was like, why? The shoes are there. And it's like, you click somewhere else and no, this is not shoes. I mean, I know there are not shoes. I'm trying to, I found them. I think I'm good enough. It's even pointing me there. I was like, am I not getting that? Or like, what's happening? Maybe
frustration, like
maybe on the device, because this is Sensor Tower. So maybe on the real device, maybe I will be redirected after that. Maybe there's just some event missing or stuff like that. But I was really looking at it like, are there any different shoes than those? Like, okay, man. But again, it's not, for those that remember podcast month ago, like it's no longer when I will be going through different ones, no 1 or 2 taps, or even like, this kind of no taps at all, like just some sort of end screen. This is actually the script that was, it's not new, like no real rocket science here. But if you remember those levels or those playables a while ago, it was always, one screen, you save the king or whichever character you are saving. And, this is the thing, this is the version where you are actually navigated to the App Store. But there are more versions where actually the king will just go through this scene to another scene, another level. And from that, he goes to another level and so on and so forth. So it was kind of like almost like endless saving the king. I don't know
Yes.
why it's not here anymore, but it was
Don't
there
worry.
quite a lot. And again, one playable, multiple variations, just depending on what is the timing of you telling the user to to go away and just download the app.
You have the long one, and then you cut it to pieces pretty much.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Very, very similar stuff to this tricky story too.
Brain twist.
Yeah. A lot of playables with these games where you actually need to like just what should I do here in this one? Give me the money. Okay.
Give me the money. Give me the fucking money.
And
Even when you talked about the variations and it's pretty much iterations of the playables. So you have the one long playable, you cut it into pieces. You have multiple rooms, and then therefore you can have multiple playables, like we discussed with Robot Breaker. We had short one, but we had also a long one. We have multiple call to actions there, different messaging, and suddenly from one playable we have 7, and it's super easy. Same with the match 3 game we just did. You have one scene pretty much, but then you can have a dragon there, you can have snake there, you can have fire there, you can have electricity, whatever else. And it's not that hard to produce. Well, kind of not that hard, kind of, but still less work than if you build something from scratch. So instead of 4 weeks, you have it in 2.
yeah,
Or
I
one.
mean, because in this specific case that you are now mentioning, like you are pretty hands-on with the development of the playables, and you see that yes, in the script it often looks like it's actually 4 different playables because there is dragon or snake or whatever. In the end, you can really keep the 90% concept of the whole story and just reshuffle a couple of things. I'm not saying it's super easy, mostly with 3D objects and all this stuff. Of course, it needs some development. But it can be literally as easy as that. Like just have one good script that is working and just change the enemies, change the colors. In the example of Magic Sword, like it's one template, and they're clearly experimenting with just number of colors and different colorful palettes, in between all those. I mean, probably it works. Otherwise, they will not be doing that, right? So yeah, I mean,
You need the
no
volume,
longer
man.
there is this kind of thing like, oh, but I have already created this playable. Like, no, have you really drained everything from that playable? Have you created all of the variations that that you could? So that is the question that you should be probably asking.
Always, and it can be applied to any game, pretty much, any type of gameplay.
Yeah, unless again, going back to the previous episode, like that was the mobile applications and stuff like that. There's probably a smaller space to create some sort of long playables when you have, I don't know, PDF viewer or something like that. That's probably.
What do you mean? It's like you're just gonna do if it's a PDF viewer, then you just view 10 different PDFs or whatever.
Yeah. Like, okay,
You
and
can
then
be-
the CTA
you
is
can
like,
be
have you
creative.
already viewed enough? Have you already viewed enough
Exactly.
of PDFs today? If yes,
Can you view this better? Exactly. That's it. No, but yeah, there you go. Nice. It's pretty cool. Because we looked at the Royal match as well in the trends and how long playables again are just winning. The thing is, what one guy mentioned is that it shouldn't be about actually the length, but actually about the percentage of finished the playable actually. So if you have 60-second or 90-second long playable, but nobody is actually finishing it, then it sucks. But then there's the other part of the equation. That's the player experience, but then you have the algorithm experience, which I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I care also about the actual the format, and it's long, because then you have multiple clicks, and if you have even long form playable and you finish it in the middle, you can still have more clicks than if you have a short one. So that's, for me, that's the KPI. More clicks, usually better, because then higher chance of converting the user.
Yeah, look, the more engagement points or the more times to engage, the more sentiment there is towards the creative, right? So if that person has engaged with it multiple times, then the likelihood of them eventually downloading it is going to be much higher than someone who just has clicked it twice.
Yeah. How would you then, Matej, measure events, for example, in this kind of playable? Where I'm not per se clicking. I'm holding I need to hold
Playtime.
it right the whole time. So just
Playtime.
the playtime.
Yeah.
Number of enemies eaten.
For example. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can map it the same way you would any event in a game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you just map all of the events and you get all of the data, then you optimize towards it. Simple.
Yeah, because I would be really curious to see like how long you can actually play this.
I think until you see the top bar on top. I think when I will reach the.
Okay. No,
Oh,
you just
no.
evolve. You just evolve. You
Oh,
just
so
evolve.
here we go. Never ending playable. I was already eaten twice, I think. Only the head kept. I'm already level 2007. Okay.
Okay.
So this was time sensitive.
Yes.
So they put a timer on that, but they didn't show you the timer. They just like timed it.
Either the timer or the level. It was like 270 or something.
Could be level.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because then you have you unlock the new snake. Get it now, and then you go to the to the actual game. It's like, oh, where the fuck is that snake?
Yeah, that's it. You go through to the actual game, and you can't get that snake for 500 levels.
But then you think about. Well, I'm going to show you afterwards the Royal Match examples. It's such an insane thing because if you have, and we talked about it last time, if you have a long playable, you need a shit ton of assets, and it still needs to be under 5 megabytes. How are you even gonna compress all of the stuff? Because there is one game and one level which from Royal Match which is like 28 moves, and it's like I just took one level directly from the game and it's a playable, like really high quality, all sorts of particle effects and everything. It's actually happening there. So like how? Because sometimes you look at some playables and they look like shit because the game is really 3D, very polished and CGI and whatnot, high fidelity game, and you have no idea how to compress all the assets to like under 5 megabytes. It's just like it's impossible.
Yeah. I just received actually yesterday this question. It was one of, I mean, it's not a customer, it's just a person that reached out and like he was trying to understand like the concept of some playables. And he was referencing some 3D car racing games. He was like, if that's possible, like, of course, anything is possible to do, but this is pretty heavy stuff to have like really long, some sort of full, what's the call, like racing trip or whatever it is. To have that 3D with all the like, when you are drifting with all of the animations, everything, like that's probably a custom way to do it, like not some sort of templated way as for example we do. But I checked his competitors. I sent him a couple of them actually were using our tool for that. All of these end cards, all of these puzzle stuff, all the simple stuff, you can still do. So if your game is the type of game as Matej was now referencing to, hard assets, a lot of heavy stuff, and you feel that you are not able to invest or create the fully polished playable, then okay, and you are trying to start with them, then I'll start with some sort of simple stuff, and that's it, and then you can be wiser if playables are working for you or not.
Yeah, look, I would, if it's racing themed, I would go after like some sort of customization, like upgrading the car or picking the track. Like you don't need to have like the full one-to-one experience of the core loop, especially if it's like a high def mobile game, Ondrej. Like, you're not going to get all of that into 5 meg, and you have to be realistic. So it's just about kind of pivoting. And equally, what I would say is, depending on the type of racing game, a lot of people like the playables which focus on the race themselves are not the best performing. It's all the ones around the side stuff, like the customization or editing.
Yeah, I mean,
designing the car, blah blah blah. All of that is better.
We discussed this with War Robots pretty much. Their best performing creative for playable was customization of the robot, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, I mean, easy. Well, again, easy, but it's not. You can't have just the full game, pretty much. So I can understand.
And the good part is that you are not. A lot of people are afraid of these kind of false promises. You are not even doing that. You are pretty clear. Like you will be able to customize your robots eventually. It's not a core gameplay. Obviously, you need to understand a user that the full game will probably not be about you customizing the robots. You will probably need to fight them in a certain time or place. So, yeah, look at this one, Matej.
I'm looking at it. Yeah.
We are creating something very similar currently, right?
Yes, I was just like, hey, wait a second, this reminds me of Robot Maker.
Yeah, but I like the pace. You can see how fast it is. Like everything is happening. So
yeah.
I'm interested in how far will I go because the install button is keep flashing on me. But when will this end? I hope it will not be like Magic Sword, like, one tap before I kill the zombie or something.
I mean,
That's it. Someone set that up to be maximum frustration point.
I mean, it kind of works.
Oh no, it does. It creates that thing in your head, right? Like, no, I have to do this now. Like, I'm gonna have to download this game and prove this game wrong. Like,
That's the thing. Like, if this would be on my mobile device as a real playable, I would be like, I'm already too far to leave.
Yeah, exactly. You invested so much already.
Yeah.
In time.
So I want to see
what's going on.
Yeah, but it's probably the power trap. Okay. Probably not be so easy, but the pace is good. I really like the pace of it. Like, this can be done much. If this would be slower, then I guess probably I would not be, that far. So maybe that's another takeaway. Like, if you are creating really long playable, then think about the pacing. Like, when will user actually, get to the stage where you want him to be? But still, like, there's probably not an ending here.
Yeah, I see a lot of AI creatives rather than the playables, but I'm just already looking at it from on the site. So definitely something to check. Anyway.
What was it? So it's ended there. So you went to go, but was that because you went to the door and you tried to leave?
but you could get to the door only when you finish like the 5 or 6 spaces and you clear them, right? So, I mean, I like that one. Why not? For this type of game. And then, exactly what will you do, Matej? 6 versions of this. The first part, gate, the third gate, the fourth gate, the fifth gate, and you have all of a sudden 6 playables. You don't need to like develop anything else. You will just put the CTA and the triggering even sooner.
Also, faster pace, slower pace as well. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
All right, so this is, as you can see, randomly. I when I was doing my stuff, I was not even this deep, and every playable that I clicked was kind of long. So
super long, yeah.
There is almost zero or very, very rarely new creatives last month that was actually not.
Because people listen to the podcast and they heard, oh my God, long form playables. And there you go. Suddenly it's everywhere.
Yeah, but then the podcast last time was that, look, like a lot of short playables. So, they're doing quite the opposite, right? In that case.
Well, I suggested to do more long form. So, you know.
I know.
Jokes aside, but I can show you the actual stuff for the Royal.
Yeah, okay, let me just stop
So Ondrej doesn't want to stop now. He's in the middle of the game, He's like, you're trying to drag him away from it.
I have already Panda Dragon, or what is it, Snake, so level 60.
Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. Thank you very much for coming to this episode. It's brought to you by our sponsors, PVX Partners, the simplest and most effective credit line for marketing. If you're scaling your business and need funding, here's the deal. With PVX Partners, you can grow your game easily in your business. There's no equity dilution. You can repay as you get paid, and it's flexible, fast, and fully tailored to your growth. So you can secure funding in 30 days and get a term sheet in just 24 hours. Don't you wait. Take control of your UA budget without giving away a piece of your company. Visit pvxpartners.com and see how they can help you grow your game.
7
second. Okay, now it's the other game. So I went directly to Murder Hill instead of Roll Match. Okay, I'm here. Which is, again, I was going through all of these, and I think I had. It doesn't matter. We can do multiple levels. Yeah, this is the one. So we have 30 moves. Fucking hell, I need to turn off the sound. Okay, and this looks exactly like 1-to-1 level. You have the power-ups here, even everything, and it's still, and the quality of this, it's insane. I mean, look, all the effects. It's true. It's let's call it, the board is not as huge as with other playables, but still, come on, how can you even make this? But then I always come back to the fact that they're spending a couple millions a day. I mean, it's almost like when we were talking to Heaven from Century Games, like, how the fuck are you even able to do Whiteout Survival on WeChat? And I was like, absolutely cold face, poker face, like, technology is not a problem in China. It's like, okay, fine. So obviously there is no problem. So that was a very fun moment. It took me 14 moves, and then I made the level, but still, like, see, like, how, like, huge quality It
Yeah.
is.
1 for 1, basically.
Exactly.
Except for the board size and shape. You're right.
Yeah. So let's say this is the top one for April. 75% of impression share. Oh my god. Oh, see, here we go. Even this, see, even
The
this looks.
transition?
Yeah, like the whole quality of the whole playable, pretty much. Because usually, again, like you need to compress all the assets, and then suddenly it looks like shit. But this.
I mean,
definitely
if
does.
it will be only this one level, that will be, I think, still doable. There's not that many assets, to be honest. But
No, but it looks like the balls are actually individual.
yeah, but the ball is one asset. That's
See?
that's
There
fine.
you go.
Like,
Hello.
it's a single ball.
And we have a room number 2. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, and then now it clicks out. But still,
You
I
are
can
out
still,
a little bit. This is actually interesting thing because I saw playables that were doing this, so they redirect you sooner, but you can still exit
Yeah,
the
you can still
App
play.
Store and come back and play. But on certain ad networks, correct me if I'm wrong, sorry, dear listeners, I think it's Mintable and some others as well. They have these events like game end, and when you trigger that event, you cannot, even if you come back, you cannot do anything else and stuff like that. It's very interesting that they, for example, are experimenting even with this. Like, okay, you are redirected, you can still come back, you can continue and you can do this, multiple times actually.
oof, another level, another 20.
Yeah, and they would have A/B tested the number of moves as well, right? Like less moves, more moves, like.
But this is it's actually in Spanish. I don't see it properly, but still, even that, yeah. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, it's not English, but I
It's
want
not
to guess
English.
which one is it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna be eaten alive, for sure.
But I think they are definitely experimenting not just with the length and with the levels and clicks, but also with different, all these special effects and bonuses. One playable is just unlocking sorry, I cannot see it properly. The stone, or the frozen items. The second one was saving the king. The second one is having a lot of explosions and the TNT, special effects and all stuff. So they're clearly trying to see even like which one is like better hook for the user.
Yeah, I would say that the first playable and this one would have been built in different things, different ways. If you look at like the special effects, like you said, Ondrej, it looks different to the ones in the first playable. So I would say they were developed in different platforms, different providers,
or even maybe just different teams. Big guys like these.
different teams.
It can be just Team A was doing this and Team B was doing very similar, but just differently.
Yeah.
And then, I have the claw mastery. Is this the one that you were trying to show us, John?
Yeah, this is one of them that got me recently.
So this is the one you installed.
Yeah,
Yes.
This and Cell Survivor.
Cell Survivor,
both.
okay.
In the last week, Cell Survivor and this are the only two that got me to download. And I see a lot of ads, okay?
Okay, I never seen this one. Even the mechanic with the claw. They're not targeting me. I don't know why.
I can't. I mean, this is again, as I said before, like it's Club Heroes and something else, and the claw scene thing. Okay, but I mean, it's multiple touch points again, and things are happening.
Where were you interacting? Sorry, you are only clicking on the claw.
Yeah, you're just moving the claw. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're not actually doing any of the fighting per se. It's like the Royal Match one where you're engaging with the match 3 board. In this, you're just interacting with the claw. And it's the same as the traditional kind of small giant games, like that whole thing of like the RPG at the top and like the engagement point at exactly at the bottom. So it's just split screen basically, but you're not controlling any of them. And this is the only other thing you have to you have the ability to choose your upgrades, right? So every so often you'll say, do you want to do this or do you want to do that? And that's the multiple choice. But the engagement is on the bottom screen, not on the top.
All right. And the game was like this when you already installed it?
I mean, this is the game pretty much.
Yeah, this is it, yeah.
Okay. Oh, balls incoming. I mean, honestly, this is pretty well made. It's multiple things. Like there's so many things happening at once. It's pretty on the screen. It's pretty complex. I mean, I would most probably download the game as well, but only because I would want to see.
Think about it again from the asset perspective that you were claiming with the
Well, even that was nice.
Transition. Yeah.
Little final shot animation.
There was not even so many different assets. You
Exactly,
know,
yeah.
again, you know, same enemies, almost the same. I think there were 2 or 3 types. You know, two colored balls, and the rest is basically reusing. And if you do this, then you can have 7 screens like this easily because you know you will be within the limits.
That's true. That's very true. And I want to show like the Whiteout Survival stuff because it's also quite impressive how they're making all of the different playables. Because here, look, even this. I mean, this is 5 months old, but still, I can do the.
Yeah, it's the trends.
It's the trends for April, of course. There was the hello.
Hello. You
This
can
is
see
this. See
99% impressions puzzle
on
game.
Google though, but still, I mean, this is
Yeah.
all you need pretty much. And this is something we know quite well.
Yeah, this is the puzzle trend that is happening like half a year already, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And it's so simple and so easy that it still works. I just love it.
This is great, and it's you see you don't really need any really high fidelity.
Yeah, because this is
Playables.
I think, you know, there are always more than one type of users, and eventually playable ads are good at in catching attention. Of course, videos, images, I mean, they're good at as well, but you know, the interactivity is always catching a little bit more attention. So you already get your first cohort of users just by doing anything interactive. And then the rest with the, you know, some sort of nice stuff or the good stuff, you know.
Yeah, look, and that puzzle format is highly recognizable, right? Like, even if, you know, I always think of the mum test. Like, if I gave that to my mum, would my mum understand what it is and what to do? And, you know, it's highly recognizable. Everyone understands what a puzzle is, like puzzle pieces, putting them in line. So I think it's just smart testing by widening the scope a little bit rather than going for your domestic and your first kind of cohorts.
Yeah, but the thing is, people don't think this is good enough. That's what I kind of encountered when I said, "Look, you have a 4X game, but you should try this." Oh, but it's a puzzle. It's not even close to whatever we are doing, and it looks like shit. I was like, yeah, but I mean, it works.
Yeah, look, if people like it, dude, and it's getting downloads, then who are we to say otherwise, right? Like,
I
let
mean,
the
yeah.
users choose.
Yeah, exactly. Who am I to judge?
Yeah, exactly. End of the day, like what you got to think about, I think we sometimes get a bit lost on the numbers sometimes, like i.e. we talk about IPM, we talk about the install volume, but what exactly does installs translate into in the real world? It means that the ad is good enough to get people's attention and for them to be interested enough to download the game, right? And so it's just the users are making the decision.
If I tell you or ask a question like, who do you think? If I say playables, then which game do you have in mind right away? Who is doing it well?
Oh, I mean, look, my first choice right now would be Whiteout Survival. I think the amount of sort of playables that I've seen and the high quality type of playables I've seen are some of the best. Yeah, Whiteout Survival would be mine.
Yeah, I would say Township or Whiteout Survival. This is usually insanely good.
I think you can easily measure it, but you can track it down, not measure it, You're really going like how many copied of your playables was actually, you know, copied and how many different variations you can find from different ones. And if you can track it to the original source, then you're like, okay, so these guys were probably doing it the best because, you know, they invented the whole mechanism for it.
So, which game is it for you, Ondrej?
Oh, sorry, Whiteout Survival. Yeah. I mean, how many times have you seen it, you know?
That's true.
Yeah, I was to say, I reckon probably 1 in 4 or 5 playables that I used to see were from Whiteout Survival at one point.
Yeah, but if you look at this, I mean, it's amazing, but they're super old because they made only 3 new playables in April, which were the puzzle stuff.
Yeah, but Matej, like, how old is the game now? Like, how many years have they?
I mean, it's to 2023 or 2. You can check it.
Yeah, I mean, look.
It's still, come on. I mean, it's not that old.
But remember, when you launch a new game, you're going to find new winning creatives all the time, right? And the older the game gets, the more optimization that you've done, the less opportunity for success you find. So maybe after 2 or 3 years, they've just, you know, like squeezed the lemon as much as they can, and now they're going to be testing new concepts like the puzzle thing. But overall, they've already found like the optimal playable for them, right? Like they don't
Yeah,
need
but
to do as much work.
Sure, I can understand, but then you still need to make new iterations, and even if it's an iteration, but you still need to make it again.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's what I'm kind of a bit puzzled by.
Yeah.
Anyway, but again, this is also something that I can play for fucking forever.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is exactly what we saw 2 playables ago, which is the township concept, and they're reusing it.
The original one of this is from Super Sen, right? The pizza game was the first one that I remember.
Well, it was more like the Golden Goblins stuff in Idle Lumber rather than Idle Lumber rather than this township actually.
Yeah.
Or a Super Cent, the Pizza Ready.
Can I send you one here in chat? It's actually from Royal Kingdom, and I did very good copy in March from this. Check if you can open that.
See.
It was first seen in end of March, and it was very good. I really was playing that for a while.
Let's see. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Township. Come on, man! Like this is the same fucking thing we just saw for Township and even Whiteout Survival.
Yep.
Yeah. But as you can see, like, is this their core gameplay?
No, not really.
You know, right? And it's working. Like, as I said, like, the more you see the others are copying you, then the more you know that you are doing
a good job. Yes.
Until one of them outperforms you, and then you lose your market share, and you're pissed.
Of course.
But again, there are so many iterations. Like, this one specifically, I was playing for a while until I was able to unlock, the first helpers here, they were chopping the wood. And you see different variations when you buy the first upgrade, right, in a couple of, almost nanoseconds and stuff like that. So even things like this, copying or, inspiring is one thing. And then how many different things you actually create out of it. It's completely different.
Did anyone say web revenue? Oh yeah. This episode is brought to you by FastSpring, the no-drama D2C partner that's been scaling with mobile publishers for over 20 years. They're fast-growing, profitable, and seriously reliable, which is more than you can say about most vendors in this space. Anyway, whether you're launching a new web store, replacing your current D2C step, or adding a backup plan, FastSpring is here for you. Visit fastspring.gg to set up your web store today. Fastspring.gg. Hello, FastSpring. Thank you very much, guys, for sponsoring this episode. Yeah, and I will be playing this for a while. Yes, great. Oh my God. No, I love it. So, okay. So, long playables, different genres. Again, new stuff. Great things from Dream Games, as usual. So I guess that's pretty much it.
What will be our guess for next month? Because it was 1 month short playables, which if I will see it, I will just not do the review anymore because otherwise we will be just switching from long to short.
We should be switching, man.
Let's see. I mean, just any tips, John? What will be the next? And we can check in a month, like if we were right. What will be the trend in?
No, but he's always right.
No, I'm always right. I'm right, never wrong, baby. Never forget that. Never forget that.
I know.
Do you know what? Like, I think, as boring as it may sound, I think long form are going to be continually dominant until something else comes along. And what that next thing is, I think what you touched upon with the puzzle and like the going back to simple, very, very highly recognized mechanics, like the puzzle one, I think we're going to see more variation of this. So yeah, I like puzzle game, like a jigsaw puzzle, and other kind of really old like formats. Like I can't give another really good example right now because I've only seen really the puzzle one take off. But I think going back to like very basic core roots stuff will also start being more popular.
Check what's actually now. Yeah,
my guess, even for the last month, was that we will be seeing more AI playables, like visually clearly AI playables. Maybe I'm just not scrolling long enough in 2,000 or 3,000 new playables in Sensor Tower every month. So maybe I will do the homework better and just force the trend, and the next trend will be just AI playables because I will just set it.
Either that, dude, or the AI playables are looking so good you can't tell they're AI.
No.
Right?
I mean, not all of them. Like a couple of them you clearly see on the first try. Mostly the simple ones, of course. Yeah, and the more complicated the game, then the more harder it is for you to tell if it was actually done with any AI or not. And again, then there's a question like, what do you still consider AI? Because even you said, John, that you are using some sort of AI to develop something. So is that AI playable if AI was just doing the code for you, or AI playable is something that's just automated through AI?
Yeah, look,
pipeline?
This is the AI generated versus AI assisted. Like
Ooh.
the big sort of differentiator, right? Like maybe we can do that next time. Maybe we can look at ones that we think were AI assisted versus AI generated. I would listen to that podcast.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think that we are gonna see a lot of arrows themed playables within the casual games because it's popping up lately quite a lot.
I've seen it actually.
And even there's like so many arrows games. Definitely the big guys are gonna try to leverage this mechanic, because we saw pretty much pixel flow stuff all over the place for these guys. And then there's this all the Jewel coloring and whatnot. And I think Ondrej, you put it into the
the article. Yeah,
into the article. It's just here. I'm gonna show you quick stuff. So this is, look, see, we have
the arrow stuff. Yeah,
arrows is here, arrows here. It's like Jewel coloring and all of this shit. And this is pretty much like arrows like game. But I'm saying like all of what we see here is gonna be just adapted to, let's say, Royal Mage or Royal Kingdom or any other these types of games, match-3 games, because these games are now popping up so much. And even this bus, what was it? Bus, where do I have it? Bus Rush Fever. Bus Rush Fever. It's a new game which is also kind of scaling. So these types of stuff, we're gonna see more.
One more tip. Interesting how much we will see football team next month. Next 2 months.
Yeah, you're right. World Cup, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Will there be King games, different clashing games with soccer balls all of a sudden? Let's see.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, good one to watch actually. All the football related stuff for the World Cup.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Thanks for coming again. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Ciao.
Thanks, guys.